My name is Mackenzie Weintraub, and I am an early childhood education consultant. And I focus a lot on supporting children's social emotional development. Play is a great time to work on children's social emotional skills. As parents and caregivers, we can kind of get in there and join children's play, get down on children's eye level. And when we're down there, we can help children kind of first talk about their emotions as a great chance to get in there. And you can help label for children. Oh gosh, you look really frustrated that your tower keeps falling over, or you're disappointed that you can't figure out where that puzzle piece goes, or you're really excited because you were able to put 3 blocks together, or really proud, your puzzle is totally completed. So it's a great way to point those out for children, and then also to do some modeling ourselves of our own emotions of like, oh man, I am getting really angry. I want this car to fit through this tunnel and the tunnel is too small and the car just can't fit. Or I am so excited about this new toy that we're going to play with today, and be modeling those for children. Yeah, I think one of the things is just pointing out, gosh, you look really, fill in the emotion. You look really happy today. I see you're smiling. Or you look really sad that, we had to put the toys away for lunchtime. And just giving children that language and that wide range of emotional terms. We also can use visuals. I don't know how well you can see that. We can kind of show different faces and emotions and have children point to them. Sometimes children won't want to talk about, or they won't have the language yet, but they might be able to identify with a picture of a child who's feeling the emotion that they're feeling. Problem solving is something that comes up a lot in play, and we can help children talk about their problems. If we have siblings or a play date, that's a great opportunity to practice. Children often have social problems that come up in play. And as the adults, we can kind of take the mediator role and first of all, help children calm down, because when children are really upset, they can't access the part of their brain that does all of their problem solving skills. And so once we get children calm, maybe we're taking some deep breaths together, and then we hear from each child, what's going on? How are you feeling? What happened? And we let children kind of talk through the problem, and then we help children come up with solutions. And it's the challenge on us as adults to accept the solutions that children come up with. And when we do that, we find that children tend to be more creative and more successful in their problem solving. Yeah, it is definitely a challenging time. I have 2 littles of my own. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I think we're still trying to see what this pandemic how it's going to affect our young children kind of in the long term. But there are lots of things that we can do, even if we're kind of isolated in our own homes and not socializing outside the home, that will help support children's social emotional development. The first thing is being a nurturing and responsive caregiver for the child. So responding to children, both their verbal cues when they're asking and calling your name or talking to you, and also their nonverbals, pulling on your arm and tapping on your shoulder. So being really responsive. And I know that can be really challenging when some of us are multitasking. Maybe we're working at home and we have children at home. And so letting children know, hey, I'm in a meeting right now, but in 10 minutes I can come over and see, the fort that you've made, or I can read you a story in 15 minutes when I get done with a couple of emails. Letting children know that you are there for them. That's kind of the number one way that we build resilience for children and support children who've experienced trauma. And it's also that foundational support for all children's social emotional development. So nurturing and responsive caregiving is that big ticket item. And then other things that we can do is we can provide really predictable routines. So those parts of the day, we're keeping them in the same order. So we wake up, we have breakfast, we brush teeth, we have playtime, we go for a walk, we have lunch. watch, right? That predictability can be really reassuring for children. And then if we're really clear and we teach children our expectations for each of those routines, that helps children know how we're moving throughout the day. And then the last thing I think that's really important to remember is helping children talk about their emotions throughout the day and talking about our own emotions too. I mean, children can tell, they're very perceptive. They know when things are coming up for adults. And so you can be honest and talk about times. I mean, we want to keep it child appropriate, but you can acknowledge times when you're feeling anxious or scared. And then also talk about things that you are excited or hopeful about. And then helping children talk about how they're feeling and have some times where you check in and talk to them about what's going on for them. You can kind of do it in play. Something else that we like to do a lot is at the end of the day, we talk about, our highs and lows of the day. And then we encourage the children to tell us about, okay, so how did it make you feel when the high of your day was that, got a letter in the mail? How did that make you feel? Or you looked so excited when you opened that piece of mail from your cousin, or gosh, when you had your low today, when your toy broke, you seemed so sad and disappointed when that happened. And so incorporating that we do it at dinner time because that's an easy time for us to check in as a family and talk about how we felt throughout the day.